drifting past pathetic parking lots and bleak residential streets, I find a full-blown riot in front of vacant houses, wild flowers and rebellious weeds, exploding in purple and red and yellow and green, small trees, waterfalling leaves, grasshoppers, birds, ants, spiders, butterflies and bees, scared, buzzing, crawling, climbing, leaping and singing. Drifting to make the last feed at a crosstown mission where a frail elderly woman wearing a white lace dress and blue bonnet splits fiercely territorial places in line as easily as spoons split the mission stew. Drifting to a derelict's park, I lie down in the grass and watch clouds metamorphosizing overhead, startled to hear the sharp sound of a fastball slapping the leather pocket of a baseball glove. An old man's winding up and cutting loose, throwing to a young mummy who's staggering in and out of a catcher's crouch, and returns the ball wildly over the old man's head. The ball rolls through mud puddles and stops near me. The old man on his way to retrieve it, wearing baggy pants, an old sweatshirt and tennis shoes, and a faded baseball cap, and carrying a shopping bag containing fielder's glove and well-worn catcher's mitt, slices of bread from the Sally Ann, and half a dozen baseballs, some of them grass-stained black with covers torn and stitches dangling. But his brand new $5 ball rolled through the mud. I wipe the ball off and hand it to him and ask him if he needs another catcher, but he says he's through for the day. It's a long season, the old man says. I pitch in parks all over the city. I've been learning to pitch for 7 years now and decided to pick it up when I turned 60. You sure have a smooth delivery, I tell him. And he grins out of his white-whiskered, sun-wrinkled face and mentions books on pitching he's studied and pitchers he's managed to study in person. My friends tell me I'm crazy, he says. They say nobody's a baseball pitcher at my age. They say I'll never make it, but I don't want to make it. I just want to pitch. And my arms getting stronger every year, and my fastball's getting faster. I drift back across the city to another park in time for the twilight hour of silence and bums and lovers, and remember lovers I've held and kissed on benches in this park for 20 years. The light blue sky turns dark night blue. A breeze shakes the trees' shadows. I breathe deeply and stretch my legs. And somebody says softly across the park, "Take a break, Pop." To an old man in a rugged harness who's carefully pulling a shopping cart loaded with grocery bags and battered suitcases, sheets of wood and piles of rags and coats and sweaters and stacks of newspapers. He stops for a moment and takes a long long look at something far away. Then he picks up his harness again, as artificial lights flash on and machines chase each other across the park. I drift through crowded avenues where people are looking for something consuming, where two young white boys are chasing a black kid back and forth across a traffic jammed street. The black kid's running easily, sticking his arm out and spinning around light poles, going abruptly in the opposite direction, not really trying to get away. The bare-chested white boys are in furious pursuit, especially the boy with blood streaming down his face. He's so angry, he's out of control, slipping and sliding and falling down in front of the taxi cab, screeching their brakes in front of tourists, gasping and graping. The black kid runs right into the doorway of a feature joint, trapping himself. And the white boys throw punches and swing their boots, and the black kid looks done for. But springs free of them all and dances down the sidewalk, shaking his finger and laughing at the white boys after him again. But the black kid vanishes into the traffic, a young street Houdini. A friend of mine drifts by and tells me he bought a new knife and was just standing in a doorway trying to read the knife's inscription when a policeman arrested him for assault. The cop testified he was 10 feet away, said my friend, and I didn't move my feet, so how could I be lunging at him? I tell him I have no idea how intentions so innocent could be so badly misconstrued. He invites me to share his room for the night, full of roaming cockroach herds and crazed drunks next door, and an empty closet from which his few belongings were stolen. You can sleep on the floor, he offers, but I say, no thanks. Then we shake hands and grin, thinking of the line at the Mission in the morning. I drift towards my bed, a private suite, a hillside jungle of trees and bushes in one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in the world. So exclusive, the residents don't have to carry their garbage to the street. It just gets up and walks away on its own, I laugh to myself. And drift toward dreams, a white crescent moon drifting across my blanket of smudged